welcome to Pen to Paper. My name is Leah Lindman and I'm the author of the Canadian Reminiscence series. Today, I'd like to start a discussion on freedom and how that impacts writers and readers. And yes, I'm not going to try to beat around the bush. I'm not going to try to not admit the fact that the election and the current political climate has influenced my decision to have this discussion on freedom, but let me assure you that I'm not here to pick a party platform or start a political fight, but I'd like to take the concept of freedom that we Canadians value highly, and also our American neighbors down to the south do, and I'd like to tie that into reading, but specifically this week, writing. Freedom. What does that mean to us as writers? It means that inherently it comes from freedom of the press and freedom of speech. The freedom to use words to express thoughts and stories that are burning within us to share with the world. The freedom to share of ourselves. And that's what we authors, I truly value that freedom in having that ability to write a piece and either get it traditionally published or self-publishing, but having the means to put my words out there for the world to read. And yet, with that freedom, there's a responsibility that comes with using that freedom for the purpose of either sharing oneself or teaching a life lesson that we hope would inspire and encourage other people. But there's a responsibility to not use our words to hurt our readers. Now, yes, sometimes there are ways that authors write that can trigger certain readers to feel things that are perhaps not healthy for them, but are usually not done with malicious intent. The freedom or the responsibility to use our words wisely is to have the responsibility of not using our words to maliciously hurt our readers. But it can happen without the intent of hurting our readers. And when we write our words and put it out there for the world to see and to hear, we have to assume that our readers have the freedom to agree or to disagree with what we write, to enjoy or to not enjoy what we write. We can't expect readers to have the same opinions that we do, or to believe the same things that we do, or to have the same life experiences that we do. And therefore, we view art subjectively. And yes, writing is an art. Actually, I just want to give a little shout out, Pei from Attention, his channel Attention. He did talk about this on one of his discussion videos on the subjectivity of art's popularity. So that was a great discussion video. Please go check it out. I'll put the link down below. And I want to extend this to readers, that readers have the freedom to not read a book, or they have the freedom to read a book. And that is completely up to them. That is their choice. Readers have the freedom to disagree with an author, to not enjoy an author's work. But at the same time, with that, the readers need to understand that authors have that freedom to write whatever they would like to write, to share whatever they want to share. And so words like censorship and sensitivity ratings are a little bit of a tricky field to maneuver in this reader to writer relationship that happens on a level when the reader is reading the writer's work. These are my thoughts, that I don't believe that writers should be censored, content creators should be censored from creating their work, but I truly believe that with our freedom comes that responsibility to use our time and our words and our abilities wisely. We all have the freedom to make good choices or bad choices. And with those good choices and bad choices come consequences, natural consequences. Consequences can be either for good choices or bad choices. And so, as a content creator and a writer, I truly value the freedom to express myself, but I always do keep in the forefront of how is this affecting my readers? And is my writing benefiting my readers in some way? In that, is it engaging them in a good story? Is it perhaps leading them to a lesson that is encouraging for their own lives? Is it offering hope or love or peace? That is a responsibility that I see when I write my work. But fully knowing that my reader has the freedom to give a bad review or to not enjoy the work. Just because someone doesn't agree with your lifestyle or your philosophy, and all these things kind of crop up in your writing over time, the more you share, the more vulnerable you become in your writing. Just because your readers don't agree with the way you live your life or your philosophy does not mean that you are not liked as a person or that you are hated upon. It just means that they don't agree. And you can agree to disagree. And that's okay because everybody has different opinions. I may not like a certain author's writing, but that doesn't affect, or that shouldn't affect, my judgment of them as a person. So that's my discussion on freedom of reading and writing, and you may have noticed some nuances that have to do with the political climate of Canada right now, and that's okay if you do. But it was such an overwhelming topic in my mind today that I just had to put it out in a video, but in a way that really I wanted to focus on reading and writing. And actually, I forgot to mention this, but there is a week that my library celebrates, and it's books that have been censored in certain communities, either presently or in the past, and how they bring those books to light for readers to kind of have an awareness of those works despite them being censored in certain places. And actually one of them that I picked up was about 3 years ago. I started this book and then I finished it at the beginning of this year, but it was Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. And I can definitely tell why that would have been on a list that would have been censored. And even though I did not agree and did not enjoy the miserableness of the entire work, there is a lot of food for discussion because of the work, and I can give it to that. And I didn't really enjoy it, but at the same time, VC Andrews, whoever she was, had that freedom to express herself in that way, in that story that way, and that's okay. I can agree to disagree with the means and the way she wanted to tell her story and the themes that she wanted to bring up, or the way she brought up those themes. So there you have it. What do you think? Do you think content should be censored in any way? Or are you a proponent of freedom of expression and thought and freedom of press? And how do you feel when perhaps you're a writer watching this? How do you feel when you have those bad reviews, or if you do? And are you peeved that there even is a bad review? How do you view freedom in terms of your relationship with your readers and their relationship with you? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Anyways, this is just something very personal that I just wanted to share with all of you. So hit me down in the comments below for your thoughts on this subject. And if you like this, go ahead, please like the video. Very helpful. Comment down below and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And next week, I'm going to be giving you a double tag video since I'm a little bit behind on my tags and I don't want to be. I hope you all have a great week. Take care.